Precisamente en este día que se espera que hable el expresidente Donald Trump, se ha incrementado ese operativo de seguridad. Seguramente incluso han podido escuchar varios helicópteros que están volando sobre esta zona. Hemos visto un despliegue más fuerte de agentes de seguridad para que todo esto se mantenga seguro ante la próxima llegada del expresidente Donald Trump para ofrecer su discurso esta noche aquí en la Convención Nacional Republicana. Y tuvimos la oportunidad también de platicar con una de las voces que más suenan dentro del movimiento conservador, Kash Patel, quien es un abogado y exfuncionario en la administración Trump del Departamento de Defensa. Bueno, y hoy con nosotros en Voz News está Kash Patel, ex secretario interino de Defensa de los Estados Unidos, entre otras muchas posiciones. Thank you so much for being with us today at Voz News.
This is amazing. Thanks so much for having me on your network.
Thank you. So, Kash, I would like to start. Of course, you have held many offices in with former President Donald Trump. So I would like to start by addressing what happened on Saturday and what are the major failures from your perspective of what we saw happening on Saturday.
Well, the singular point of failure is that a president or a former president running for president again was shot. Not shot at, was shot at an outdoor event that was a political event for his candidacy. And so just to have that happen in 2024 America, not 1824, 2024 is shocking. And what I've guarded against is speculation as to what exactly happened because we don't know. We don't know the cause beyond the effect that President Trump was shot. Thank God he's okay. So we need an investigation, and we can't rely on the FBI and DOJ to say we're going to investigate this because they have proven through their weaponized form of government that they're rather busy politicizing the legal apparatus than using it to deliver the truth. So I've called on Congress to have a select committee immediately installed by the speaker so that we can find out what happened. I don't know what happened. Everybody sees all the videos and tapes, but as a former federal prosecutor, you got to go interview the witnesses. You got to get the messages. You got to get the data. Then you got to subpoena people. Then you got to testify. And so it's a long process. And I don't want to blame anyone yet because I don't know exactly what happened, but there was a monumental failure.
Absolutely. One of the things that people is most concerned about, and the questions that they have is how was the shooter able to even shoot, at a president, at a former president with all that security around the place?
No, look, I used to be responsible for the nuclear football, and I did about 50 trips with the former president when he was in office as president and since then. And it's baffling, setting up a security perimeter posture and working the intelligence apparatus and local law enforcement is something that is done on a routine basis, and some point of failure occurred. And I can tell you this unequivocally. President Trump's security detail, the Secret Service, are wonderful men and women who have been protecting this man for years and years and years. And they did not have the resources they needed on that day. And for the director of the Secret Service to come out and say, we were never asked for more security is a flat out lie. I know that happened. People have spoken about it in the media. And so there needs to be immediate accountability for why President Trump didn't receive the security package he needed, especially now we're learning just now that weeks ago, the Biden administration knew from the Iranian regime that there was a death threat against the candidate, the leading candidate for presidency of the United States, and they still didn't provide increased security. So questions have to be asked internally, not just externally.
Yes, we just saw that yesterday authorities here in the around the convention, they arrested a guy who had a weapon on a backpack, an AK-47. What does that tell you after what happened on Saturday?
I think it tells you that the Democrats and the radical left-wing media are running on a platform opposite of the president. President Trump is calling for unity. He's calling for toning down in the rhetoric. He's calling for the mainstream media to not report falsely and to not label him and his supporters. They've called him Hitler in the past. They've called his movement, a Nazi-style movement. That is inflammatory rhetoric. And the type of event, the assassination attempt, doesn't happen overnight. That's years and years of misinformation and disinformation. That's years and years of an individual who's 20 years old being told things in the media that he may not know are true or false and being incentivized by them to perform that kind of act. The same thing happened with this gentleman who was possessing a weapon right here at the RNC. There is a root cause of this, and it goes back years, not days.
Finally, how important is immigration? Because, the left have tried to portray Republicans as anti-immigrants, racist people, but you are an immigrant, I'm an immigrant, so what would you tell Hispanics about that?
I mean, listen, the minorities know it better than anyone else here. We are sons and daughters of immigrants. We are first-generation Americans. They, on the other side of the projection, con artists. We're not the racists. Donald Trump's not the racist. He doesn't play the race card. He's looking to rise all Americans. I mean, you're talking about a guy whose dad fled a genocidal dictatorship to come to America and legally immigrate here. That's all we want.
Kash Patel, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.